Good day. Here are the top stories of the Manila Times for October 15, 2020. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, chairman of the Energy Committee, along with Senate President Vicente Soto III and Senator Panfilo Lacson, filed Resolution 533 to investigate the issues surrounding the looming expiration of the service contract for the Malampaya Deepwater Gas-to-Power project. Gatchalian cited the need for Congress to be apprised of the government's plans for the Malampaya Project's Service Contract 38 in the wake of reports that the natural gas field is nearing depletion. The areas around Malampaya are said to be rich in oil and natural gas, and exploring it at this point could prepare the country for oil production by the time its gas supply is depleted, the senator said. Gatchalian also wants the impending sale of the 45% stake of Shell Exploration BV or SPECS in Malampaya probed. The stake, previously held by Chevron, is now held by Udena Corporation subsidiary UC Malampaya Philippines. Malacanang on Wednesday asked Congress to pass a law granting a franchise to motorcycle taxis. Palace spokesman Harry Roque Jr. said the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases already did what it could do by endorsing to the House Transportation Committee the resumption of a pilot study on motorcycle taxis because this need a congressional resolution before being allowed on the road again. More than 70% of the country's population said they have been receiving government financial aid since the coronavirus disease 2019 crisis began in March. The latest Social Weather Stations or SWS survey released on Wednesday showed. The survey, conducted from September 17 to 20 among 1,249 respondents, found that 71% claimed their families had received cash aid from the government since the start of the pandemic. Apple joined the move to 5G on Tuesday, unveiling 4 new iPhones which use the new standard in what could be a turning point for the high-speed wireless technology. The new models include the redesigned iPhone 12, successor to the top-selling iPhone 11 launched last year, with a display of 6.1 inches at a starting price of $799, available October 23. A smaller iPhone 12 mini with a 5.4-inch display will start at $699 and will be in stores November 13. In other news, the Senate has approved on third and final reading a bill authorizing the President to expedite the processing and issuance of national and local permits, licenses, and certifications in times of national emergency. Voting 23-0, the senators on Wednesday passed Senate Bill 1844 or the proposed Anti-Red Tape Act on final reading after President Rodrigo Duterte certified its passage as urgent. Soto, Senate President pro tempore Ralph Recto, Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Zubiri, Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon, and Lacson authored the measure. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA again suspended the operations of the Pasig River Ferry Service or PRFS because of the huge amount of water hyacinth that blanketed the waterway. In an advisory released on Wednesday, the MMDA said that all its 8 stations were closed. In business, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP now projects the country's balance of payments or BOP to post an $8.1 billion surplus this year, after taking into account the impact of coronavirus pandemic on the economy and other local and global developments. The central bank said the amount was about 2.2% of the country's gross domestic product or GDP. Much higher than its earlier surplus forecast of $600 million or 0.2% of GDP. In sports, Portugal and Juventus superstar Cristiano Ronaldo was said to be fine and sunbathing on Tuesday, Wednesday in Manila after testing positive for COVID-19, which has ruled him out of a midweek Nations League fixture with his country. Ronaldo is asymptomatic and will not play against Sweden in Wednesday's Nations League match, the Portuguese Federation said on its website. The five-time Ballon d'Or winner played in Portugal's goalless Nations League draw against France in Paris on Sunday. The federation added that the rest of the Portugal squad were all negative after tests on Tuesday morning, as was the France squad, according to the French Football Federation. Yen Macabenta and Ramon Tulfo are the featured columnists on the Times front page. Macabenta writes about how the pandemic could end sooner, while Tulfo tackles President Rodrigo Duterte's assurance to the public that COVID-19 vaccine will be available before the end of 2020. The Times editorial chastises Palace spokesman Harry Roque Jr. for criticizing, not for the first time, the University of the Philippines University of Santo Tomas Octa research team, saying that the data analysis experts should refrain from publicizing their recommendations on quarantine classifications in the country in order to avoid preempting government from making decisions. The Times calls on Roque to immediately retract his statement and clarify that suppressing information from credible researchers about COVID-19 has not become official government policy, because that is precisely the impression his ill-concerned opinion has given the public. Listen to the full version of the October 15, 2020 on The Voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times. Subscribe to its digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and keep up with the times.